Okay, so let's jump right into the reading. The next bit is going to be audio only, so you won't see my face. Now, in some of the audio, I will warn you it's a little scratchy, but hopefully you'll be able to hear it okay. And I will be back at the end because a bit more information came through that I want to share with you. Okay, so I want to tune in to our two presidential candidates, the Republican Party and the Democratic Party candidates. I'm just tuning in. I don't want to invade anyone's privacy, so of course I will check in with their higher self. But what I'm mostly going to do is look into the auric field. So in the same way somebody might be out in public and you might notice someone, you might say, oh, that person has on tennis shoes. Or you might notice someone has on boots. Or maybe somebody has on a coat versus a sweater or a sweatshirt or a hoodie. Like when you're looking at a person and you see those visual items, that's the same way it is when I energetically look at somebody. So I'm just going to tune in. I want to tune into each candidate. Just see what sort of energy they're putting out into the world. Maybe it's something that they're not actually verbalizing, but it's still in their energy field. And basically, reading energy is going to be pulling out the truth. Nothing can hide when you're looking at somebody's energy. You see the truth of them. You see their soul and what they are about. So I'm going to start with Trump, Donald Trump. And I can already hear his voice and hear him talking. So basically, for this particular reading, I just want to tune in to see, I guess, just who they really are as a person. If what we're seeing is really who they are, if they're hiding anything, if there's something about their personality, just who each one is as a person. We'll just see what wants to come through, what their higher self wants to share, if they're okay with sharing anything. And any visuals I get are just picking up what's already in their energy field that they already portray out to the world. Kind of like I was saying, somebody might be wearing a coat versus a sweater, shoes versus boots. Like those are things you can visually see. So I'm just going to see if anything wants to visually pop up energetically during this reading. So with Donald Trump, I'm tuning in is kind of a no-nonsense person. Doesn't want to waste any time. Doesn't want to waste any of his time. His precious time. He has a lot going on. Feeling very strong. A lot of strength in this energy. Let's see if I can get specific though on like a question and focus in on that. So I'm asking, what would you like us to know that we might not already know about you? I'm hearing like his voice is saying, I tell it like it is. Don't hide anything. Everything's out in the open. I'm feeling a little bit of resistance, but again, it might be my questions, so I'm going to see if I can't focus in on maybe a different way of asking a question. I'm also picking up on a lot of chaotic energy right now. It's like just this swirling chaos of energy all around, going around. And I don't think it's on him. I think it's maybe society as a whole. Actually, I'm thinking I'm tuning into a lot of people in here in the United States that are worried about what's going on in the election. There's a lot of tormented souls, picking up on. A lot of twistedness. Got a lot of anger that's trying to get out or be inflicted on the people. So this tormented soul, it's a really unpleasant feeling that I'm picking up on. So I'm actually going to go ahead and start tuning into Noah Harris. As for her higher self, it's okay for her to share if she wants to share. Then I'm going to get back to this tormented, twisted energy that I'm feeling. because that energy feels like dark forces. And Camilla, I'm getting like, no, I don't want to talk, don't want to share. He's asking if there's anything she would like to share about who she is. Since she is running for president and will be possibly leading the country. Is there anything she would like to share to any of the people, to any of us that are voting? And I'm still getting like, no, no, she's like kind of running away. Now, I will mention before this, I was getting that she secretly hopes she does not win. She doesn't really want to be a part of this, but yet she is. So I asked just one more time if there's anything she would like to share, just to let us that are voting know a little bit more about her. Something that we may not know that she would like us to know. And I'm still not getting anything. That's fine. So I'll get back to Trump. Anytime in the past where I've kind of tuned into him, I've always seen like this white, golden, yellowish light around him. Very spiritual, sort of holiness look. So I don't know, maybe he's just protected. Like a heavenly protection. I see that almost every time I tune into him. So while I am here, tapped in a higher perspective, coming from my highest self, and I always say, my soul chats to your soul, and together we chat with God, Source Creator. That's how I start off all of my sessions. That's how I tune in. And of course, like I did in this, I ask the higher self of the other person if we would like to share or chat. In this case, I got a note from Kamala that Trump was very open to chatting. Well, he may not want to chat for a long time, depending on how his time frame is set up, but he seems to want to chat with anybody and everybody. Yeah. So I had the tuning in with Trump. Then I had that twisted energy. This would be separate energy entity. And then I was trying to chat with Vanilla. So that would be 3 separate energies. So I'm going to go back to this twisted energy and see what else might want to come through about that. I do feel I am protected by God, so I don't mind chatting with. I don't want to chat with demons or the enemy or negative forces, because I do feel I am of God's team. It doesn't bother me to look into something like that if it's coming up. Because I do feel like I bring forth the light of God. I shine it through, I shine the light out, I bring the truth out, I expose corruption, lies, and in this case, the twisted energy is very much coming through like a demonic energy that's trying to take over certain people, it's trying to attach itself to anybody it possibly can. So if you don't feel you have a good, strong connection of faith, God, you might want to make sure you look into that for yourself. Let's see what else is coming through about this energy. It feels like bubbling up into little parts of my body and it's weird. This negative energy is like raging. And it is going to take over different people. It means it can get take over. I want to say take over the world, but it's something like more than that. It's like personal. Now I'm feeling like this calmness coming over. So anybody that might be listening to this that relates to being an empath, a light worker, one of God's angelic angels of his holy army. You know what to do with shining your light as far as possible, because that is helping to diminish this twisted negative entity, demonic, lower vibration, just evil, pure evil. And if you're listening to this and you're not sure if you're an empath or a light worker, or you don't relate to that, or a light leader, just imagine shining out your purest love from yourself. And I'm going to say connection to faith because that's how I work. Because you can also help to put out your light and love to help diminish this negativity. And also, whoever is able, try to take a step back from everything that's been shown on TV, the news, with the elections, with the different weather, catastrophic weather that's happening. Try to take a step back from everything so that you can get a view of the bigger picture. Because that bigger picture is going to really give you insight that you're going to need in your own personal life. And it'll help to explain what is really going on, not only in the US, but the whole world. Now, I'm going back again to that twisted energy. It's kind of like, so if anybody has been taken and is being trafficked, they might have some of that twisted energy feeling on them, not because it's theirs, but because it was put on them, forced on them by someone else. Somebody's just trying to figure out the truth for themselves. That person also might be going through something that's making them feel twisted, like they want to scream because they feel they can't get free. And at the same time, this whole yuckiness, this energy that I can feel that's inflicted, it could be the actual energy of the enemy. I'm feeling like some speaking of tongues, some people might call it light language, wants to come through and work on dispersing that and protecting anybody that might be held against their will. Anybody might be trying to free themselves of the situation they're in. And then we're going to also disperse, get rid of. Well, I guess it could be disperse it. We disperse it, then it's like bunched up. Then you can attack the smaller particles of this negativity, this energy. God is in charge. Hold on to that. And keep that as part of your truth. There's no room inside anybody, anywhere on this planet, no room for the evil demonic forces that are trying to take over. Okay, I think I'm going to leave this message where it is. My whole body is shaking and trembling. And that was a powerful, I'm going to call it a prayer. It came through. The commandment of fight against evil. yeah, I think I'll read this message and where it is.
Okay, so this is the additional information that came through. So you heard in the audio when I was doing the reading, I was first chatting with Trump. My plan was then to move on to chat with Camilla. But in between that, that negative energy came up from like behind on the right-hand side, came up kind of in a swooping motion, trying to kind of like run past me in a sense of coming up on Trump in a manner of it wanted to like envelop him, but it couldn't get through. And I heard, as I was thinking about things later, I heard his father's. So if you've ever heard the terms generational curse or ancestral trauma, that sort of thing, where it's passed down from one generation to another generation, and then it's up to one of those generations to end that, to stop it. It felt like that, and that's what I heard his father's. So it's this negative energy still does have like all the different meanings that I mentioned in the reading, but it also is in addition to being the generational curse. And this energy is trying to envelop him. It's following him around, waiting for that chance so it can kind of like jump on him, but it hasn't happened. It's not able to. He is doing everything to protect himself, energetically speaking. He's got protection up, and he's doing everything he can to stop that. Anything that's been passed down from generation to generation, he's trying to stop that. It's not him, it's not his, he's trying to stop it. As well as any of the, I'll say any of the corruption kind of in the world. He's also, it's like all included, he's trying to stop all of that.